Hello everyone, welcome back to Beauty Meets DIY. Thank you so much for watching. So today I bring to you an engagement ring inspired centerpiece, and I'm using Dollar Tree items mostly. So you're going to need these geometric metal stands. They come in gold and silver. I'm going to use a silver because it reminds me more of a diamond. So you're going to use these beads. They're 60 feet long. I'm going to link them down below. I've used them in my previous videos. So we're going to make two piles, a longer one and a shorter one. This is a longer one. I start with a ring and then 4 beads and then end with a ring. And so we're going to make 6 of those. That's the longer one. We're going to make the shorter one now. I start with a bead and I end with a ring. So it's 3 beads and then a ring at the end with a ring in between all of them, if that makes sense. So we're going to make 6 of those as well. So we're going to take our longer piece now so we can connect the smaller one. So we're going to find our middle ring, and that's where we're going to connect our bead, as you see here. And it kind of looks like a Y now. So we're going to loop it through our metal piece here. And here I'm just showing you that you have to connect the all the rings there so they don't slide over, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to go ahead and loop it through. Just like that. And so now we're going to take the one that was next to it and we're going to loop them together. This way they stay connected and they don't slide over as you move the piece, if that makes sense. And so there you have it. I've done that all around. I think I have a total of 6 of them. And what I want to do is when I want to join it together at the bottom, because I don't want them to dangle. So what I decided to use for that is a very thin wire. I believe I purchased this at Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to cut a piece off. And at the very end, the very last loop, we're going to gather them all together just the way I'm going to show you. So as you can see, I have looped them all through. I've gone all around. Now we're going to tighten it up. And we're going to wire around that little stem piece of the metal. So this way now, the beads don't dangle around and they stay in place. So that was the solution that I found to it, and once the piece is all done, that's not going to show at all. So we're going to do that. We're going to snip off the excess. And there you have it. So here we're going to use these floral wreath. That's what it originally looks like at the Dollar Tree, green. I'm sure you've seen it. I went ahead and I spray painted it with my silver spray paint all around, and it dries pretty quickly, guys. I am using this rhinestone wrap that I purchased at AC Moore craft store, but you can get it online. I'll try to leave a link below. I'm sure Michael sells it as well, but I also purchased this regular bling wrap at AC Moore as well. They were having a really good deal. Guys, always try to use it, even you're 55–60% off. So here I've cut strips of the regular bling wrap and then also little square pieces off of the other rhinestone wrap that we're going to use. Here I couldn't fit a straight square piece, because this it was very tricky with this piece, guys. The piece is round, so you have to find a way. You got to cut around, glue around. So here I glued them in a diamond shape, and I think it gives the piece an added touch. So here I'm just creating the hole that we're going to need to put our diamond on top. So I'm creating a little hole there with the X-Acto knife. I'm continuing on and hot gluing my rhinestone wrap. I'll be honest, guys, I went a little overboard cutting out that whole piece there, so it doesn't have to be that big or that deep, just to let you know. So here I am, I'm trying to maneuver things around. You got to kind of work with this, you know, you have to wrap it around, cut around, like I said. Later on, there was a lot of gaps in between, and so that's when I used the regular bling wrap, and I cut them into strips, and I filled in all those little gaps, and I'll show you later on as we go what I mean by that. So here I am again. I'm letting you know how it's not a straight fit, so I have to cut around it. It's just kind of like what you have to do, get creative, and always just make sure that when you do glue it on, that everything is aligning and that it's looking straight. So as you see here, I'm gluing on this piece, but I'm making sure the whole time that everything's aligned. You see those little gaps on the sides there? That's where I'm going to apply the bling wrap strips that I cut out, just to kind of hide everything and make it look as uniform as possible. So there I go, and yeah, so here again, you know, there were some gaps that I wasn't happy with, and so I filled it in with the bling wrap. So here you can use either E6000 or the Fix-All, I believe from Dollar Tree. I'm using the Fix-All. You want to put a hot glue in there, sufficient glue to hold everything in place. After that, you want to glue a little bit around it on the outside, so some extra support. But I went ahead and used that same wire, and I'm going to loop it through like you see here, just to make sure that this doesn't tilt over, and it just kind of helps it stay in place while it dries as well. So I'm just using the wire, and I went around it twice to make sure. And as I place the wire, I make sure that it's sitting on the base of the ring, like in between the rhinestone wrap. But it doesn't really matter, I guess, because later on I'm going to show you that I did cover that wire with more bling wrap. So here I am, I'm, you know, tightening it snug, not overly, but just enough, and I'm twisting it off, making sure that it's secure and tight in place. Here again, I'm just telling you to try to put it there in between the rhinestone wrap, and I'm gonna cut off the excess. And I think this really helped, you know, keep it sturdy in place. And so there you can see I applied more of the rhinestone around, make it look more finished. So now we're moving on to our box. Okay, this box I got from Michael's. I think it's a 7.3 by 7.3 by 7.2. It comes in black and white. This is the wrapping paper that I chose to use. I think I got it at Dollar Tree as well, but you can use any wrapping paper, any pattern that you like. I just happen to have this here in the house. So here I am. Oh, and I also suggest that you use double-sided tape, guys, so that the tape doesn't show on the outside. You can use this for video purposes. I went ahead and used regular tape, and so here I am moving on to my top. I decided to add this extra touch of the rhinestone wrap. If you're going to use this one, just make sure at the end that the corner is in between so it doesn't overlap. Here I happen to have this ribbon that I think tied up really well with the piece. I happened to find this at the thrift store, guys, for like less than $1. Thought it was really pretty. It has kind of like an ombre purple pink, and I thought I had it in my stash, and I think it went pretty well with everything. So this is the end result, what it looks like, but later I'm going to show you the video what the whole piece looks like. I got the pink hydrangeas at Dollar Tree, and the purple ones I got at Michael's for very, very cheap. They were actually on clearance, and I decided to use a glass tea light holder as well. Now, if you're going to use real fire for this, I suggest that your ring is glued in place or very sturdy in place, because obviously you don't want this to tilt over. But you can also use battery operated lights as well. So I had to place the ring in an angle of the box because it wouldn't fit the other way, it wouldn't go in the box. The ring was too wide. So I put it on an angle, and that's the reason why I decided to place a bow on each side of the box. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. Like, can I get married again or engaged again? Of course, to my husband. I I would do it all over again. But I think it turned out so beautiful. This would be perfect for an engagement party, a bridal shower, and a wedding even. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe.